Chris McNally and Eloise Mumford, two beloved Hallmark stars, are suddenly at the center of a scandal no one saw coming. Whispers have turned into headlines, and fans everywhere are left in total shock. What really happened behind the scenes? Was it just a misunderstanding, or is there more to this story than anyone imagined? Buckle up, because this jaw-dropping twist is shaking the Hallmark world to its core. In a turn of events that no one saw coming, the Hallmark world is reeling from a scandal that has left fans stunned, insiders whispering, and reputations teetering on the edge. Chris McNally, often seen as the quintessential Hallmark leading man with his warm smile and quiet charm, has been thrust into a swirling storm of controversy, and at the center of the chaos stands Eloise Mumford, his former co-star and longtime friend. What started as a seemingly innocent reunion on the set of a yet-to-be-announced project has spiraled into a media frenzy, raising questions about loyalty, trust, and the hidden pressures of stardom. Fans who once adored the duo for their on-screen chemistry are now grappling with rumors of off-screen tension, secret rendezvous, and a potential breach of personal and professional boundaries that threatens to fracture Hallmark's carefully curated image. It all began with a single photo blurry, unassuming at first glance, and posted late one night by a paparazzi source with a cryptic caption. "Not just co-stars anymore?" The image showed Chris and Eloise seated at a quiet rooftop bar in Vancouver, leaning in close, faces lit by soft candlelight and expressions lost in what appeared to be an intense conversation. Within hours, fan pages exploded with speculation. Was this just a friendly meetup between colleagues who had shared the screen years ago? Or was something deeper unfolding? Something that the public wasn't meant to see? By morning, hashtags like #Chris and Eloise and #Hallmark Scandal were trending. The Hallmark fanbase, known for its loyalty and passion, was instantly divided. Some fans rushed to defend the actors, calling it an overblown reaction and a desperate attempt by tabloids to create drama where none existed. Others, however, pointed to a series of recent oddities in McNally's otherwise calm public presence. A quietly deleted photo with his longtime partner, Julie Gonzalo, a missed appearance at a promotional event for When Calls the Heart, and now, this mysterious meeting with Eloise Mumford. Suddenly, the perfect image began to crack. Eloise Mumford, equally adored by viewers for her poise and relatability, found herself uncharacteristically silent in the face of the growing speculation. Known for engaging candidly with fans on social media, she made no mention of the photo, the meeting, or the media firestorm that followed. It wasn't until a week later, during an unrelated podcast interview for Villa Amore, that she was asked, almost offhandedly, about the dinner with Chris. Her reply was short, almost rehearsed. "Chris is a wonderful person, and sometimes, you just need to talk to someone who understands the world you live in." The internet didn't buy it. Reddit threads popped up overnight dissecting every word, every pause. Was this a casual brush-off or a subtle admission of something more? Meanwhile, sources close to Hallmark's executive circle began leaking whispers that the network was deeply concerned about the optics of the situation. Hallmark's entire brand is built on comfort, predictability, and wholesomeness, values that don't play well with rumors of betrayal or hidden affairs, no matter how unfounded. As the story gained traction, insiders revealed that an upcoming holiday film featuring McNally had been quietly delayed, for post-production reasons. Though many suspected it had more to do with protecting the brand than editing. Behind the scenes, the pressure was mounting. McNally, typically calm and gracious with press, was reportedly shaken. According to a source close to the actor, he had confided in friends that he felt ambushed by the narrative, insisting that the dinner with Mumford had been purely platonic and rooted in a shared desire to reconnect after years apart. They weren't hiding, the source said. But they didn't expect to be watched either. Still, when Julie Gonzalo, McNally's partner and the mother of his child, unfollowed both Chris and Eloise on Instagram, fans took it as a silent confirmation of the rumors. The timeline of events grew murkier by the day. Tabloid outlets dug deeper, unearthing an old interview in which McNally had once said that Eloise was one of the few people in the industry who always felt like home. That quote, romantic in tone and resurfaced with strategic timing, only added fuel to the fire. Then came a voice note leak, allegedly from a background crew member, describing palpable tension, on set during a commercial shoot that had involved both actors earlier in the year. The note, anonymous and unverified, suggested that their connection had been more than friendly, even then, and that everyone on set had noticed. But what is the truth beneath all this speculation? For every whisper of scandal, there is a counter-narrative insisting on innocence, on coincidence, on the dangers of drawing conclusions from photographs and silence. Both actors have long histories of professionalism, kindness, and respect for their craft. Could it be that two longtime colleagues, both navigating the complicated world of fame and personal loss, simply found comfort in conversation? Or is there, as some fans believe, a deeper story being carefully managed behind closed doors? The Hallmark Channel has yet to make an official statement, but the ripples are already evident. Press appearances have been canceled, promotions delayed. PR teams are working overtime, carefully curating the optics and trying to navigate a situation that feels increasingly volatile. What's perhaps most telling is the silence. In an age where stars are quick to issue clarifying tweets or post statements to Instagram stories, both McNally and Mumford have chosen restraint, a move that some interpret as dignity and others as calculated evasion. Meanwhile, fans are left to piece together fragments. On TikTok, creators have made dozens of speculative videos, mapping out timelines, drawing connections, and theorizing about what really happened in Vancouver. Some claim to have seen them together a second time, this time at a bookstore, just days before the photo was leaked. Others argue that this is all a fabricated drama, that two people meeting in private should not be grounds for scandal, and that the real story is our culture's obsession with controlling celebrity narratives. And yet, there's no denying the emotional weight of the situation. Hallmark, for many, represents not just entertainment but an escape, a place where love is simple, where good people find each other, and where happy endings are guaranteed. To have two of its most beloved stars caught in such murky waters feels, to fans, like a personal betrayal. The story challenges the illusion. It reminds viewers that behind every perfect on-screen couple is a complex, real-life person with feelings, flaws, and struggles. As we move further from the initial flashpoint, one thing is clear. This story isn't going away. Whether it fades into obscurity or erupts into something more explosive depends largely on what happens next. Will Chris or Eloise break their silence? Will Julie Gonzalo speak publicly? Will Hallmark recast, restructure, or simply ride out the storm? At this point, anything is possible. In the days since the photo first surfaced, Eloise Mumford has been spotted in New York, attending a private charity event, while Chris McNally was seen returning to Los Angeles. No public interaction. No comments. Just space, intentional, measured space. But in the world of celebrity, even silence speaks volumes. What's most intriguing about the unfolding drama is not the alleged romance or betrayal, but what it reveals about the way we consume fame. Why are we so eager to believe in the downfall of the very people we celebrate? Why do we crave scandal, especially from those who've made a career out of delivering comfort? Is it curiosity, schadenfreude, or something deeper, a need to know that even the people who seem to have it all are just as human as the rest of us? As the dust settles, fans wait, speculate, and refresh social media feeds for any clue as to what will happen next. For now, all we have are fragments of photo, a few interviews, some digital silence, and a whole lot of questions. But if there's one thing we've learned from Hallmark movies, it's that the truth always finds a way to the surface, even if it comes with heartbreak along the way. The Hallmark Channel's newest romantic film, Villa Amore, premiered on Saturday, June 21st, at 8 p.m. Eastern/7 p.m. Central, and it's already winning hearts across the globe. Starring Eloise Mumford and Kevin McGarry, the movie transports viewers to the sun-drenched streets of Rome, Italy, in a story that intertwines love, heritage, and a second chance at life. Part of the network's Passport to Love series, Villa Amore offers more than just beautiful scenery. It invites the audience to emotionally invest in characters who are at once relatable, flawed, and deeply human. The movie begins when Liera, played by Eloise Mumford, impulsively purchases an old villa in Rome, the same villa where her parents first fell in love decades earlier. Caught between the grief of losing her father and the desire to reconnect with her roots, she decides to renovate the property into something meaningful. But the process is anything but simple. From crumbling staircases to language barriers, and above all, her own uncertainty, Liara soon realizes she can't do this alone. Enter Leo, portrayed with charm and emotional depth by Kevin McGarry, a lawyer-turned-renovator who reluctantly takes on the challenge of helping Liara bring the villa back to life. What unfolds is a love story not just between two people, but between generations, between cultures, and between past and present. What makes Villa Amore especially compelling is its visual authenticity. The film was shot entirely on location in Rome, Italy, during the vibrant spring season of early 2025. The production took advantage of the city's unique mix of ancient ruins, bustling markets, and quiet gardens, capturing both the grandeur and the intimacy of Italian life. According to Mumford, filming in Rome was a dream come true. In an interview with the Happy Place blog, she shared that her mother accompanied her on the shoot and would explore local markets while Mumford worked. Every night, she'd return to the apartment exhausted, only to find her mother had cooked delicious meals from fresh Roman ingredients. It was, as Mumford put it, not only delicious but so full of love. McGarry also expressed his adoration for the location. Speaking with Swan, he said that while Rome itself was unforgettable, his favorite part of the experience was the people. The crew was 100% Italian, and it was an absolute joy to go to work with them every day, he recalled. He spent weekends wandering through side streets, sipping espresso in quiet cafes, and observing the rhythms of a city that has seen thousands of years of life, love, and loss. Director Claire Niederprum, known for her character-driven storytelling and emotional range, shared photos of the cast and crew filming in Rome. The images show sunlit gardens, historic courtyards, and behind-the-scenes snapshots that only deepen the viewer's appreciation for the labor of love this film truly was. Mumford mentioned that some of her favorite spots in the city included Palatine Hill, the Botanical Garden of Rome, and Antico Forno Roscioli, which served not only as a beloved takeout spot, but also as one of the film's exterior locations. Other filming locations included the vibrant Emporio Central and Il Mio Salamir, a butcher shop where several marketplace scenes were filmed. These sites weren't just beautiful, they were lived in, full of character and life, and added an organic authenticity to every frame. Kate Gordon, one of the writers and producers, posted a heartfelt message at the end of filming. 5 incredible weeks in Italy. Long hours. New friends. Stunning locations. So much gelato. And one beautiful love story. But the charm of Villa Amore extended beyond the human characters. One unexpected star of the film was Giuseppe, a donkey who appears throughout the movie and becomes a sort of symbolic guardian of the villa. In a delightful podcast appearance on Heart in Motion, the film's producer shared that Giuseppe wasn't part of the original script. The role was initially written for a goat, but when they couldn't secure one, the local animal wrangler introduced Giuseppe, and he quickly became a crew favorite. In fact, the producer revealed that he proposed to his longtime partner during their stay in Italy. There was something in the air, he said. Italy has a way of making you feel like anything is possible. As with any great romance, Villa Amore is more than a story about two people falling in love. It is about honoring the past while building a future. The villa itself serves as a powerful metaphor throughout the film. It is old, worn, and full of imperfections, much like Liara and Leo, who are both carrying emotional baggage. But with care, patience, and teamwork, the villa begins to bloom again. This mirrors the personal growth the characters undergo as they learn to trust each other and themselves. Niederprum explained in an interview that she wanted the villa to feel like a third lead character. The cracks in its walls reflect the cracks in our characters, she said. But that's what makes it beautiful. It's been lived in, loved, and abandoned, just like all of us. And like all of us, it deserves a second chance. Eloise Mumford's portrayal of Liara is both heartfelt and grounded. Viewers may remember her from her role in the 50 Shades trilogy, or from other Hallmark favorites like The Baker's Son and A Veteran's Christmas. But this performance feels especially personal. She delivers every line with emotional clarity, making Liara's transformation feel earned. Kevin McGarry, on the other hand, has long been a staple in the Hallmark universe. Best known for his roles in When Calls the Heart and Heartland, he brings his trademark mix of charisma and quiet strength to Leo. Off-screen, McGarry has been making headlines for his relationship with When Calls the Heart co-star Kayla Wallace. The two announced their engagement in December 2022 and privately married in September 2024. The love story that unfolded in real life only adds to the chemistry he brings to his roles. The film's score, composed by Maria Di Bari, is another standout. Blending traditional Italian instruments with modern romantic motifs, the soundtrack adds emotional layers to each scene. Pieces like Roma in Fiori and La Casa dei Ricordi underscore pivotal moments, from the couple's first kiss to the villa's final reveal, with elegance and warmth. Viewers have already started creating playlists featuring the movie's original score, which is available on most streaming platforms. Critical reception of Villa Amore has been overwhelmingly positive. Fans took to Twitter and Reddit immediately after the premiere, calling it Hallmark's best international movie yet, and a story that finally gets it right. While the Hallmark formula is often predictable, Villa Amore sets itself apart with its slower pace, emotional maturity, and cultural richness. One viewer wrote, "This isn't just a love story, it's a story about finding yourself, honoring your family, and falling back in love with life." Another fan posted, "I watched this with my mom, and we both cried. Then we booked a trip to Rome." What lies ahead for the Villa Amore team remains to be seen. Rumors are already swirling about a sequel or spin-off set in Tuscany or Venice, continuing the Passport to Love series with another heartfelt tale. McGarry is reportedly attached to a new Hallmark project set in southern France, while Mumford may appear in a historical mystery set in Ireland. For now though, Villa Amore stands alone as a cinematic love letter to Rome, to family, and to the power of new beginnings. In an era where love stories often feel rushed or overly manufactured, Villa Amore takes its time. It pauses to soak in the beauty of an olive grove, to breathe in the scent of espresso, to listen to the echoes of laughter bouncing off ancient stones. It invites us to slow down, to fall in love with small details, a cracked tile, a handwritten recipe, a stranger's kindness. These are the moments that make life rich. These are the moments Villa Amore gets exactly right. So whether you're a die-hard Hallmark fan, or simply someone longing for a few hours of heartfelt storytelling and gorgeous visuals, Villa Amore is a journey worth taking. It reminds us that love doesn't always arrive when we expect it, but when it does, it can change everything. And sometimes, just sometimes, buying a rundown villa on impulse is the best decision you'll ever make.